Hello, everybody. My name is Pawan Luthra from Indian Link. Now, for thousands of Indians who have been stuck in Australia because of COVID, these have been very difficult times. We have had the elderly parents who came here for a short visit and are now trapped in Australia. We also have students here who, because of the cancellation of flights between the two countries, were stuck. And we have a lot of temporary residents who are desperate to go back to India. Initially, it was a shock to everyone. Then there was a sigh of relief when the Vande Bharat flights were started by the Indian government. A few lucky people got onto these flights, but then a majority who were keen to get back to India could not get onto these flights. And the government of India decided that there was a demand for travel, and so have allowed a number of private chartered flights to happen, which can fly the stranded Indians around the world back to India. And we understand that now there is a charter flight, which is a lucky opportunity for people who do want to get back to India to get onto these charter flights and get back to Delhi and to their hometown from there onwards. It is an initiative of well-known travel business Gaura Travels. And today I have with me Ashwini Sonthalia, who has linked with an award-winning airline, Singapore Airlines, so that they can get people of Indian origin who are stranded in Australia back to India. Ashwini, hello.
Hello, Pawanji.
Ashwini, tell us, how did this come about? How did you think about this?
So it all started with the announcement by our Civil Aviation Minister, Mr. Hardeep Singh Puri. On 20th June, he announced that private airlines will be allowed to operate the repatriation flights. Until then, it was only allowed to be operated by Air India, which is the national carrier of India. But they saw that because of so many people that are needing to travel back, Air India was not able to fulfill the requirement all around the world, because Air India is flying all around the world to get the Indians stranded from all around the world. So they were unable to fulfill the demand. So as such, they allowed the private airlines to operate these repatriation flights. As soon as we got this news, we got onto Singapore Airlines because we didn't want to compromise on any quality. So we went to the best that we could go in this.
And Singapore Airlines is one of the best airlines in the world.
Exactly, especially on this route of Australia to India. It's unheard of that any other airline can do better than Singapore Airlines in regards to their service, regards to their safety record and everything. So we started contacting them, and they were very optimistic and encouraged that they got on board with us and said we definitely want to be part of this. Then we got on to our High Commission in Canberra, Indian High Commission.
Singapore Airlines first, to make sure that you had somebody in place who could take people back. Then you
exactly. Otherwise, there's no point,
Unless people swim, which is a long swim back to India.
That's right.
But then after that, you had to get some endorsement by the Indian government. Tell us, what did you do?
Yeah, so we got in touch with the High Commission of India here. We wrote them our proposal, what we wanted to do, and we got a very encouraging response from them. And they said, yeah, they will definitely support us in this initiative if we follow all the guidelines which they provided us. And we followed that with Singapore Airlines, and they said, yeah, we can follow all of this.
So that's now we have the airlines, we have the government on your side. But tell me, how do people get onto this flight?
So it's very simple. Actually, we have created a special website which we put a lot of effort to do that. So it's https charter.gauratravel.com.au.
Charter.gaura, travel.com.au.
Yes. So people can go and visit this website. All the terms and conditions, it's a bit lengthy because we had to cover all the points in there. So they have to read through that terms and conditions. Once they read through that, they can proceed, and then they can go ahead and book the flight with just a 5% deposit. And then
only a 5% deposit.
Yeah, just a 5% deposit. And once they have booked that, the next step is that we have to send their details to the Government of India for approval. So that's the main approval that is required. It's not the flight that needs to be approved, it's the people. Because at the moment, the borders in India are closed. So they are not allowing anyone to come in. They are only allowing Indian citizens to come back, basically. So that's what needs to be approved by India, the passenger list.
Hmm.
It is not the airline, that has already been taken care of by Singapore Airlines.
Mhm.
So it's the passenger list which that needs to be approved by the government.
So
Once that is
5%.
approved,
So get onto your website,
yes,
charter.gauratravel.com, fill in the
.eu,
paperwork, go through the terms and conditions. There's a
right,
5% deposit. Then you
right.
submit the names to the Indian consulate or the High Commission here in Australia. They
As well as it goes to the state government in India,
and the
whichever
state
state
government.
one is the right.
And
Yes.
once they approve it, then what happens?
Once they approve it, then we will contact all the customers and get the full payment.
Mhm.
And once we've got the full payment, then we will pass on those details to the Indian consulate for no objection certificate
Mhm.
here. So for Melbourne, we have to contact the Melbourne consulate. For Sydney, we have to
Mhm.
contact the Sydney consulate. We are already in dialogue with both of them, and they are
Mhm.
very encouraging already. So once we have the final list, we will share with them, and then they will give the no objection certificate. After that, then we will issue the e-tickets, and then people have to pack their bags and be ready to
So
travel.
basically, if you're keen to travel and you do want to get back to India, 5% deposit, put in all your details on a form on your websites, and then there's
Right,
approval from the Indian consulate, Indian government. Full
right,
fares are paid, and then
right.
people can get onto the flights and they can get back to their loved ones in India.
Exactly. Our Melbourne flight is already full. There are only
Actually,
very
before
few.
before we go ahead, can you share with me what dates are these flights?
So Sydney to Delhi is on 22nd of July, and
So
Melbourne
not
to
far
Delhi
to
is
go,
on
22nd of July.
yes,
Mhm.
yes, and Sydney and Melbourne to Delhi is on 23rd of July.
Okay, so 22nd and 23rd of July. You were
Right.
sharing with us that your Melbourne flights are all booked out.
Yes, it's already full,
Fantastic.
and we have got 100 people on a waiting list on that
In Melbourne.
already in Melbourne. Yes. So, however, we still have some seats available on the Sydney flight.
Right.
Maybe there are less people over there. I'm not sure.
Hmm.
I'm originally from Melbourne, so I don't know what the situation is over there. But we have been told that there are still a lot of people stranded in Sydney as well.
Oh,
As
yes.
such, yeah.
What we
So,
understand is there are a lot of them keen to get back to India. So
right.
basically, it is something which you have put together in conjunction with Singapore Airlines, who are the ones who will be flying the flights and everything. The
Exactly.
Indian government has allowed private charter flights to operate.
Correct.
So you are asking people to get onto the website. Can you share with me the website details again, please?
So yeah, it's very simple. Again, it's we've created a special section on our website, which is charter.gauratravel.com.au. And once you go on that website, you will see there are terms and conditions which you need to read. Once you read, you acknowledge it, then you can go to the next step and book the flight with just a 5% deposit. Once you book, you will get a booking confirmation, and then we will send your details to the government for confirmation. Once we get that, then we will contact you for the next steps.
Can you share with me what is the pricing of the seats for the flights?
So for economy, it's 1895. It's a fixed price, and for business
That
class,
includes
it's
all
3,000.
taxes and everything?
That includes all taxes.
Mhm.
Yes, and it also includes the personal protective equipment, which will be provided by Singapore Airlines
Mhm.
for the flight.
And for business class?
For business class, it's 3,300.
Okay, very reasonable, especially in these times when there are no flights and this has to be done as a special charter flight. 1,895 for economy class and 3,330 for business class.
Correct.
Okay. And you mentioned that Sydney is a few tickets are available, and then you lock the doors for at least this part of the charter flight.
That's correct. So we have only 60 seats available now out of 260. So it's already two-third full, and there's only a few more seats available. I believe that it should probably close by tomorrow. So whoever
Tomorrow
is
being maximum, what I understand is by Friday, the 10th,
correct
we should, everything should be full, but people should not wait because
should not
obviously
wait.
whosoever is willing
Definitely,
to pay and confirm the tickets, you want them on the flight.
absolutely, absolutely. I that would be my urge to all.
Ashwini, but who's Gaura Travel? Can you share with us as to your background and how long have you been in Australia doing travel consulting?
Yes, so Gaura Travel has been a travel agency for more than 12 years now, and we have serviced more than 100,000 customers all around Australia. We have sold more than 1 million flight segments. We have been awarded by Singapore Airlines as top agent for last 7 years. We are ATAS accredited agent, which means that's ATAS is a travel agency body which accredits different agencies. We are ATAS accredited agent,
Fantastic.
and yeah, we are here to help the community, and
Yeah,
that's why we are doing this.
that is what you're doing. Look, so just to recap it, it's a charter flight taking people back from Australia to India. There's some seats available for Sydney, and people get in quickly because it's first in, best dressed, right?
That's it.
All right, so we'll urge people to do that. Get onto the website and make it happen. And these are very strange times. It's fantastic that as a travel business, you have reinvented yourself and still helping the community, but making sure that people keep traveling and the planes keep flying.
Yeah, that is my pleasure. And we like to say, call our motto at Gora Travel is your best way home. So we would like to wish everyone your best way home.
Lovely. Thanks, Ashwini. And we hope that the flights go full and there are many more chartered flights in the future.
Thank you. Thank you, Bhavji.